In December 1924, work started on a new North Kaibab Trail that would bypass the rough old Bright Angel Trail, which went straight up to the North Rim through Bright Angel Canyon. That original trail up to the North Rim had been carved out starting in 1906. The new North Kaibab Trail would instead turn left below Roaring Springs and head up Roaring Springs Canyon to the rim. When it was proposed, engineers said it can't be done, but the trail work started. It was explained why the old Bright Angel Trail was being replaced. The new trail was to be constructed with a minimum width of 2 feet and with an average climb of 14%. Of particular note was the need to cut an amazing half-tunnel section in the sheer side of a perpendicular cliff. Construction on the trail was mainly performed during the winter because of the extreme heat. The work required much blasting and hammering, making the half-tunnels along cliffs, and creating the 20-foot-long supply tunnel. It was said,
"This section through the red wall limestone is undoubtedly the most spectacular of the entire trail."
The 1927-28 winter was rough for work, with 6 feet of snow on the North Rim and temperatures dipping well below zero.
Throughout the entire job, rock drilling was done by means of portable air compressors, the transportation of which was not without considerable difficulty. The men were in continual danger from blasting, and in many cases drilling was necessarily done by men suspended from the cliffs in rope slings.
A construction camp was established near Roaring Springs for both the trail workers and others building a power plant and pump house to lift water to the North Rim through 3-inch steel pipe. Water and electricity were needed for the Grand Canyon Lodge on the North Rim, which was also under construction. To generate electricity for the pumps, Bright Angel Creek was dammed about a half-mile away, and pressurized water was brought down by troughs and tubes to the power plant. A tramway was constructed to bring equipment down nearly 4,000 feet to Roaring Springs. Philo Anderson, age 32, of Beaver, Utah, working on the water pipeline, fell headfirst 300 feet after being entangled in a rope while a pipe was being lowered. He died instantly. Significant work was also conducted on the trail along Bright Angel Creek, reducing the number of crossings down from 66 to only 4. A trail construction camp was put up near Phantom Ranch. In early May 1928, Minor Tillotson, the park superintendent, announced that the new North Kaibab Trail was essentially complete and open for travel. That month he led the first party of travelers across the canyon and up the new trail, including Arizona engineer Jane Ryder.
For those looking for the big thrills, the new Kaibab Trail will give it. It is the most spectacular horse trail in the world.
There were some very early users of the trail. In August 1928, a large group of 23 Boy Scouts from Williams, Arizona, ventured up the new trail.
Often for 1,000 feet above towered perpendicular cliffs, and the edge of the path gave way to an equally great drop. The inside of the trail was mighty popular. At the end of the trail, a ranger was stationed, instructing us to avoid a certain area that was quarantined for smallpox.
The total cost of trail construction came to about $146,000. The North Kaibab Trail and the Grand Canyon Lodge were both dedicated on September 15, 1928. A large delegation of 200 traveled by special train and motor buses from Utah to take part in the ceremonies. They first dedicated the trail in the morning and later that evening dedicated the new lodge. National Park Service Director Stephen Mather gave an interesting history of the various trails, paid tribute to the men who did the actual work, and he called this trail the finest trail in America. He said that the new trail would link the North and South Rims as never before and would promote tourist travel through the Utah and Arizona wonderlands. Park Superintendent Minor Tillotson, the engineer in charge of construction, told how it was done and the part played by young Mormon men and boys from Utah. The Mormon Bishop of Kanab, Utah, Richard McAllister, broke a bottle of ginger ale on a rock at the foot of an aspen tree, formally opening the new trail. Then the guests marched from the trailhead partially down the trail, singing "There's a long, long trail."
There's a long, long trail a-winding into the land of my dreams.
This video was written and produced by Davy Crockett for the Grand Canyon Historical Society. Visit us at grandcanyonhistory.org. Help us continue to preserve and share the history of Grand Canyon by becoming a member of the Society. Also, use the subscribe button below to receive more videos like this one.